So okay, so what was the questions? How, what actions we take when we raise a bug, right? And how we will find the bug, and all those things are secondary. But when we found a bug, how we gonna reach to the developer, right? And what is a bug life cycle? This is
Hmm.
really very important as a part of the QA job. Okay, because bug find out karna, that is our primary job, right? As a QA
Hmm.
software tester. So now let me just show you. Let's suppose this is the one page, right? The Google page, and you find this login search button is not working. It's not clickable, right? So what you will do, right? So you need to tell the developer this is not working, right? On this page, this is not working. So what
Hmm.
information you will put, right? So this is the first question. What this is really important interview question as well. Raise a bug. Okay, what information you need to raise a bug, right? So first of all, I will just say summary, right? Means one line of
Hmm.
description, right? I will just say search button, right? Now on
Right.
which environment, right? If you remember, we talk about environment. We have
Hmm.
development environment, QA environment, staging environment, production environment.
Hmm.
That just says in a pre-prod environment, okay? Or if client raise, right? Then we can just say prod environment. Then
Okay.
what is a module, right? So module is a login module, login page, right? So we have a
Hmm.
login module. Then what is a severity, right? So severity will be high, medium, low, right? So I will just say medium. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
What is priority? We will talk in detail about priority and severity, but priority I
Hmm.
will just say high because in a Google, right? In a Google page, search button is very much important, right? So
Right.
I want that should be fixed as soon as possible. Again, see
Hmm. Hmm.
these things, right? These two things is very important, right? These two things is very important because this is defined. Always remember, defined by QA person.
Okay.
This is defined by PM or development manager or developer. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
because they're gonna decide how quickly they're gonna fix this one, right? Based on their meetings with the project manager and all those things, right? So this is
Hmm.
very much, these two things is very much important when we raise a bug. Okay,
Hmm.
now other things, other what you will add, right? So you're gonna just say, I will just say the uh, steps we produce the bug. Okay, so what could be the steps? Like, so I will just say step one. Let me just write it down over here. Step one, login. Sorry, load the google.com. Right. Step two, enter the value for search. Right. And step
Hmm.
three, search. Right. So this is what I am trying. You got my point. This is what the steps I took to find that bug.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
Right, this is the steps I took, right? So now
Hmm.
what has happened, right? When I took these steps, right, what was the expected result? Expected result, Google should allow me to search the keyword,
Hmm.
right? So when I will click on search button, what is the expected result I should have? This one. But what happened? What actually happened when you try actual result, right? So this is the error, right? Actual result,
Hmm.
this is the error. Search button did not work and not able to search. Make sense?
But in
Yeah, tell me.
right. Uh, but in this scenario, how it will give the evidence? Because वो screenshot image इसमें है तो
Yeah, see, every time screenshot is not mandatory. You got my point. Every time it is
hmm.
not mandatory. if you see some error, right? Let's suppose if you see something like that way, like something like that way, right? You see, so at this time we need to take a screenshot. Okay, when I log into this URL, I found this issue, right? This is the screenshot of evidence. But if something like this way, right, login button is not working, then you can record a video. You got my
Okay.
point? You can record.
Mm-hmm.
So see, the evidence could be different, and we will talk. So what the evidence you can have, right? When you raise the bug, evidence of proof of bug. This is also called proof of bug. Okay. So what those information you can, and see, this is all right. Most of the time it's depend on the level of bug, right? If see, this is simple one, right? A developer can understand. They will go to pre-prod environment, they will search and they will see if the button is working or not. But if any error coming, so these are the evidence you can keep. First, screenshot, then recording,
Mm-hmm.
then error log, right? Any software log, application related log, right? So this kind of logs file you can also, or we can simply just say log files, right? Log files you can send. So these are the three like most of the like you can use as a part of the evidence. Okay, these three type of evidence: screenshot, either give the recording, the log files, or something like, or sometimes you just give the test data you use, right? That is not called evidence, but it is also called the, okay, with this data I tried and it is giving me error, so I tried this URL, right? And it give me the, like I tried to search with that keyword, like I tried with the automation engineer keyword, right? So this kind of information, so this information is required to raise a bug. So you understand this question, right? So yeah, so this is really very much important. Somebody asks you, okay, when you find a bug, how you gonna raise it, right? Now the more detail will become like with the environment or the module, you can also raise the version, on which version of the application, if version 1.2 hot fix, right? Something like that way. So version is also important, so they can reproduce, right? If suppose if you give them a wrong version and they are trying to reproduce in a wrong version, then it may be difficult for them. So also version is very much important, right? So these are the basic things. There are other more things, but these are the basic things you should always remember when you raise a bug, right? Now what will happen, like when you raise a bug, right, it just says bug id. Let's suppose it says bug id or something like that. So this is the bug ID, right? You got. Now this bug ID will get assigned, right? So it just says this is real scenario will happen, like assigned developer, right? Or assigned to, right? Let's suppose it assigned to me, right? As Ankit as a developer. Okay. So assigned developer. Now other information it will have who raised it, right? So raised by, sorry. So it will be have a name of raised by. So why this information we have, like suppose if any developer, like as a developer, right, if I go through your comment, if I go through your steps to reproduce and evidence, still I have any questions, I know this Nehal has raised this bug and I can contact her for more discussion. Okay, then we will have status, right? So initially it will be status, so initially it will be new. Okay, new bug, right? This is a new. Now from status, right, from status point of view, we got a bug life cycle, right? From where the bug
Right.
life cycle was. So bug life cycle is like a human life cycle, right? We born, we got old and we die. So, this is similar to that one. So bug life cycle, how the bug life cycle work. So currently this is new, right? And now once it is assigned to any developer, it will go to the open state. Okay, so from
Okay.
new it will go to the open state. Now what
Open
will
state.
happen, developer will work at fixed it. Okay, once
Right.
they fix, what we will do, retest it.
Retest.
We do the retesting, right? And if
Hmm.
retesting is passed, we're gonna close the bug, right? Now
Right.
suppose when you retest it, right, and you find the issue, right, then you gonna
Reopen.
reopen. Exactly, this is also like a support, technical support ticket we work, right? So it will get
Hmm.
reopened, right? So let me just highlight in a like simpler way. Okay, so this is what is happening. So if somebody says what is bug life cycle, right, You know, this is the bug life cycle, means how bugs get raised, right? How it get allocated, how it get fixed, how it get retested, and how it is get closed or reopened, right?
Yeah.
With the respective
Hmm.
action, right? And what will happen once the bug will reopen, right?
Hmm.
Once the bug will reopen, it will again assign to developer, right? It will again
Right.
assign to developer to fix it.
Hmm.
Makes sense, right? It is again assigned to developer. Hey, you need to
Right.
fix this one. And once it is fixed, again it will go to the retest, right?
Retest.
And again
Hmm.
this cycle will follow. Okay.
Hmm.
And once you retest and you find, okay, now it is working fine. Now search button is working fine. Then what you will do? You will close the bug. Okay.
Close.
Now
Hmm.
suppose, it may be happen, right? You open a bug, right? You open a bug and developer, like the bug is not that much critical, right? It is related with some kind of functionality which is not going to be a part of the application in near future, or which is not
Hmm.
that much important. So what is happening?
Deferred.
Yeah, deferred. So what will happen? The people will, like project manager, QA manager, and all those people will discuss, right? And they will defer the bug, means you ignore the bug, in simple word, right? We do not
Hmm.
want this bug to be fixed by developer as of now.
Right
So
now.
it will be the in a deferred list. Okay. So
Hmm.
Snehal, this is the basic life cycle of software bug life cycle.
Bug.
Okay.
Hmm.
New, and this is how the real system look like. Okay. This is how
Hmm.
real system. Then we have comments. Okay. For each and every bugs we have comments. So suppose developer puts their comment, tester puts their comment, developer puts their comment, and all this. I will also show you some real time, like how and where we normally manage these things. Like we have different tool that is called bug management tool. Okay.
Hmm.
So what are the bug management tool? Very popular, Jira, then
Chiro.
Azure DevOps, right? Then there are other like TestRail,
Bugzilla.
Bugzilla, yeah, Bugzilla as well. So these are the bug management tool that we use, okay, to
Hmm.
manage these bugs. Okay.
Hmm.
So far so clear about bug. So as a tester, when you start working for any company, right, when you find any defect, which is your primary job, right, to understand the requirement and find the mismatch with the expected requirement, this is what you do, right? You
Hmm.
create a bug,
Right.
you assign the like when the bug get assigned, when the bug get fixed, right? You retest the bug, you close the bug, and you provide the summary, right? Now you can also provide, like let's suppose if you are working on login module, right, and you find many bug, right? So this is all, like all the each and every bug will have bug ID. So you give a
Hmm.
list of bug ID. Okay, in this testing I found 10 bugs and these are the bug ID I have. Okay.
Hmm. Right.
Okay, perfect. So this is what I want to make you understand, and this is really important for interview as well. Okay, in interview they will
Okay.
definitely ask you if you find any bug, how you gonna raise it, and what is a bug life cycle. So you need to understand and always explain in a detail way. Okay, that will make more
Okay.
sense. Severity and priority, this is what the basic difference you can just say is severity is always defined by QA person and priority is
Hmm.
defined by the project manager or developer lead, right? Because it is priorities define how soon you need to fix that issue, right?
Right.
How quick you need to fix that bug. Where severity will tell you how severe this bug is on an application, right? What is the impact on a business? What is the impact on an end user?
Hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. So this is all about bug and bug lifecycle. Now, next topics we're gonna learn about Java as we promised. Okay, so
Hmm.
let's we take a break of 2 minutes and I will
Hmm.
send you the new link, right? Because I think this link will not turn down for 10 or 15 minutes and I want to just keep that momentum going for Java. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. So I will send you it right away. Okay.
Yeah.